Hi, Niza. I'm sorry that we missed each other over Zoom today. A little bit of complications in communicating, but that's okay. So I'm just going to go over how to make a comic strip out of the steps that you outlined for the nebular hypothesis. Okay, so remember that this hypothesis is how scientists believe that our solar system was created. Our solar system includes the sun and all of the planets that orbit the sun, okay? Let me show you an example of what a student did last year. So this student drew a picture here, right? And then she has a caption. We've got another picture here and a caption below. And what you would do is you would move through, you would start here and you would move through the comic strip in order of the events that you outlined here in your notebook. So what I'm going to do is I have a whiteboard. I'm not the best artist, but that's okay. And I'm going to show you how I might do the first two steps of your hypothesis. So the materials that you're going to want to have ready at the least is a pencil and a piece of paper. And the first thing I would recommend you do is divide your paper into 6 or 7 squares. The reason I say 6 is because it's easier to do 6 squares than 7. You can combine these last 2 steps if you would like. So this person here, they did 6 squares and that's totally okay. So that would be the first step. After getting your materials, is dividing it into 6 squares. So again, not the best example, but here we go. I've got my 6 squares. I'm going to need to get another marker though, so hold on one second. Okay, I have my marker. All right, so what I would recommend after drawing your 6 squares is numbering them so you know where you want to start. So in my top corner, I'm going to put a number 1 because that's where I'm going to begin my comic. And what's really cool about a comic is that it's a combination of pictures and words. You already have the words, so now we want to draw the pictures. In your very first step, that's what we're going to draw here in this box. You wrote that we have a clump of dust, clouds mostly containing hydrogen and helium. So hydrogen and helium are 2 elements, and we have a clump of dust. So what I'm going to draw is maybe just like a squiggle, right? That kind of looks like a clump of dust you might find underneath your bed. And then I might draw some dots to represent that hydrogen and helium. Now you can add as much detail as you want. You can keep it as a picture, or you could add some labels. We could say this dot is hydrogen, and this dot is helium. Again, it's up to you how much detail you want. From there, you can have a caption. The caption goes right below your picture, and you would write what you have for step number 1. So you would write a clump of dust mostly contains hydrogen and helium. Okay. So then let's move on to our second square. I'm going to draw a number 2 to represent that's the second place I want my audience to look. And so for this square, in your steps here in your notebook, you wrote gravity draws the matter. When it says the matter, it's referring to this clump of dust, together causing the cloud to collapse. So when something collapses, it kind of falls into itself. So what I would draw, and again, I'm not a good artist, but that's okay, is I've got my clump of dust, my big old squiggle, my lines and my dots, and I might draw some arrows pointing into. So these arrows are pointing into that. And again, I'm not the best artist, and that's why I have a caption. And my caption will say, gravity draws, or gravity makes the clump of dust collapse into itself. Okay? Then we're going to go down here to number 3. What's this third step? So I'm going to write number 3. I'm going to box it. And it says, the collapsed cloud spins faster, pushing dense material to the center. Okay, so now I want to draw something that spins. So, I might draw more of like an oval, and I might draw some arrows to represent it spinning really fast. And then it says that there is dense material pushing to the center. So that might be my dot there. That's my dense material. And again, because I'm not that great of an artist, a comic strip will always have a caption. So right below, this is where I would write my caption to explain what's happening. And you're going to continue that for each step. But remember, it's a little bit easier to draw 6 squares than 7. So feel free to combine steps 6 and 7 in one picture. At the end of the day, I'm not judging you based on how well you can draw. I'm just trying to see that you can kind of begin to imagine what these steps look like. Okay? Good luck, Niza. Thanks for watching this. I'm really proud of how often you advocate for yourself and you ask for help when you need it. All right. Have a nice weekend, chickadee.